Welcome to another edition of Swim Easy Speed. Today we're going to look at an athlete that is kind of doing a swim focus session or swim kind of block right now. And then I've gotten some latest kind of technology, these little swim sensors from Swim Better from EO Lab. So you can see it right there on his hand. It just kind of goes right across the hand. It effectively has an accelerometer and a force plate in it. And so you can pick up a lot of data. And so we've been playing around with it. And this athlete, we've been focused now for about 3-4 weeks, really, on trying to improve his swim. And so he started to swim more. We've been doing some one-on-one sessions in the endless pool. I'm going to be documenting kind of this process that he goes through to improve his swim, kind of over the next couple months. And, here's some of what we've been working on. So here's some of the data that you can see from the sensors. And this is basically a look at kind of the distribution of power. So, you can see that the right hand is pulling about, 10% more than the left hand. His total propulsive force is around 37.7%. He's got a lot of that's kind of holding him back right now. A lot of downward force that he's putting on the stroke. Hand drag isn't that bad. Upwards a little low. You can see kind of the difference in the imbalance between the left and the right. And then here's kind of a graphical representation of what the stroke or what the pull looks like. The yellow being the left, the blue is the right. So you can see that the left tends to be all at the front and kind of comes out a little bit like that. The right is a little bit more linear, pushing straight back. And that's more the way you'd like it to look. So we can go and we'll see the next chart after this. Okay, so here's the next chart. And, again, yellow left, blue right. You can see this is force and then stroke rate, and then it's all the different laps. So you did 100 here. So you can see that the right is definitely pulling harder than the left, generating more force. And then you can see that the green line at the top is stroke rate. So the stroke rate starts to slow down as he kind of gets a little bit more tired. So he's not generating as more force towards the end of that 100. Normally I can typically pick up this kind of stuff in video. It's a little bit more difficult to explain it to athletes or try to get them to see it. But when you can show them in a very, concrete data-driven way that, hey, look, here's what's going on with your stroke, and this is what we really need to focus on right now. And as we go through this video, I'm going to show you more about, because I took video of him with these sensors on from 3 different angles. So one head on above water, one head on below water, and then one from the side above water. And there's only really one angle where you're going to be able to see the differential in the pull between the right and the left. So we'll keep on going forward a little bit. Okay, so here he is in the front. So there he is. So it looks like, pretty decent stroke. We've been working on trying to drive everything straight forward, get the core to engage a lot more. And he's improved a lot. Okay. So here we get to see, we talked about that downward force a little bit on the last one. Here you get to see, so here's the side profile of the stroke kind of, you can see right here, there's all that downward force that he's generating and why it's so high. Because what we would prefer would be to see this a little bit shallower and pulling straight back instead of pressing straight down. I'm not going to go into the overhead or the head-on kind of views. That'll be kind of a later discussion. And there's a lot more data that you can pull out of this. Okay, so here's kind of head-on underwater. We'll slow it down a little bit. He's improved a lot from where he was, and there's a video at the end that'll show you kind of where he was about 2 months ago. But he's getting a pretty good grab on both sides. you can see that, so the only real side that you can see what's going on is from the above water. And you can see just how the left kind of dies off there at the end of the stroke. So here we go. Take a look again. You can see how the left just kind of picks up at the end of the stroke a little bit. So yeah, I mean, it's tough to sometimes explain that to athletes, but here you see, the right has gotten a lot. This is a before and after, so this is April and then July. We'll slow this down a little bit. Actually, we'll keep on going forward. But you can see kind of the difference in April and July. So you can see on this one, his feet come way apart. Here he's able to kind of keep his feet a little bit more together. So he's much more streamlined, driving more of that force forward. He's not getting as many bubbles on that right side as he comes in. So he's not slipping as much water. And, just really getting a good grab on the water and driving straight forward. So that's one of the things that we're working on his precious Project C right now. And, we'll just keep on chipping away and getting his technique better, getting his fitness better. Part of this, the best way to handle some of the imbalances in the stroke is honestly in the weight room. With the amount of time the triathletes don't spend in the water, the quickest way, the most efficient way to get into some of those imbalances, trying to balance out the stroke, is in the weight room. And, that imbalance in the stroke is going to drive one of the bigger things that triathletes tend to get annoyed about, which is not being able to hold a straight line in open water, or as triathletes refer to it as sighting. The reason that, you go off course is because you have those kind of differentials in the amount of power you're putting on one side versus the other. So, as always, thank you for tuning in, and I hope to see you in the pool soon.